The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
People get ready for the train to come. You don't need no baggage, you just need on board. You need everything to get the diesels home.
Hello, everybody out there listening to ARM Radio. Thank you for tuning in to my show, All Aboard. My name is Donald Whisman, and this show is being broadcast live from Boston, Massachusetts. And like always, I want to send my prayers out to all the men and women serving in our military, past and present. You guys remember, these are our country's soldiers are willing to die to protect our freedoms. And that's patriotism, you guys, at its highest level, you guys. It really is. If it came to me dying so that I could protect my children's rights to be free, then dying it would be, you guys. And I want to make one thing clear tonight before we get this show started. I come on here every week and I talk about problems that are in our country. It's happening every week, and I would love to come on here every week and talk about good things, but there's always bad things. But not one time in my life have I ever thought that this wasn't the greatest nation on the planet, you guys, the United States of America. We do live in the greatest place in the world, and I would never call any other place home but the United States of America. And there is no problem big enough that America can't handle. We've endured problems in the past, you guys. We're going to endure problems in the future. And we have had presidents that I haven't always agreed with, but I've always respected the title of President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief. Now let's get this show started, you guys. And also, before I forget, I want to send my prayers out to one of my friends. His name's Donald Whisman. I know we got the same last name, but Daryl's having some hard times, and Lord, let's just help this man save his home. It's a community thing that's going on. Dave knows what I'm talking about, and I'll go ahead and introduce my. I got a lot of guests on here tonight. I've got Les Skymo. I've got Bama Boy, aka my Slack Cat Let's Go, Bama Boy from Alabama. I've got Paul Daniels. I've got Jimmy Bell, and I've got Dave Coots. He's new to the show tonight, and I'll introduce him first since he's new. But Dave is my CO of a militia right here in my hometown that I just joined. And please, people, don't freak out when you hear the word militia. Go back to the Second Amendment where it says a well-regulated militia. And Dave, I'll let you have the first one. You can talk about the United Sheepdogs of Ohio, Dave. Tell us a little bit about our militia, Dave, or your militia.
Well, it's our militia, Donald. United Sheepdogs of Ohio, we're a constitutional militia. We believe in the Second Amendment. We believe in everybody's rights. It's part of being a good patriot, is being able to not only defend your rights, but the rights of every individual, whether you believe in it or not.
And you're exactly right, Dave. And you was telling me something else once before, Dave, and about if you went somewhere as a constitutionalist and you seen somebody burning an American flag, even though you know it's wrong and you want to beat that guy up, you just can't take away his rights either, can you, Dave?
Oh, absolutely not. I've seen good men die, men and women die protecting that flag, but you fight for that flag for the freedom of everybody, not just what you believe in.
Thank you, Dave. That was a good answer. Now we'll get this show started, you guys. There's been a lot of news going on this week, you guys. I mean, it's just been full of news, and there's been a lot of things that have got me mad this week. But I'm going to start off with this one. I'm going to start the show off with this story. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but I don't know if any of you guys, how many of you guys out there has actually been to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. And I know Dolly Parton's got a place there. It's called Dollywood. And inside Dollywood, I guess there's this big bar, and they do concerts in there. And the name of it was called the Dixie Stampede. Now they're going to change the name of that. It's going to be called the Dolly Parton Stampede. They took the Dixie away from Stampede. What do you guys think about that? I'll start with you, Les.
Well, let me tell you something, Donald. I'm a Yankee. My mother is a rebel. She's born in Kentucky. This burns me up. I graduated from Cross City, Florida, Dixie County High School. I'm a Dixie County bear. I've lived in the South for like 10 years. And I love the South. I love the people. I love the history. And I got a Confederate flag hanging on my barn below the American flag. And brother, this really burns me up. This is stuff the Taliban does. It destroys the history of a nation, rewrites the history. This is how it starts. Just a little bit at a time. And the excuse they give for it, brother, is I don't believe a word they're saying. I've done some research on it. And it is owned by Dolly Parton. And it's ridiculous. Now, Donald, if you don't care, I've got a paragraph. It's a press release from their CEO. You don't care, it's just a paragraph long.
Yeah.
I want to get my wife to read it, what they say about it, and I think they're full of crap.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dolly Parton's World Choice Investments LLC announced this week in a news release Dolly Parton's Dixie feed will remove Dixie from the name. Our shows currently are identified by where they are located, Dolly said. According to the release, the decision was made as demand grows for more venues worldwide. There is interest in several parts of the United States and internationally to host one of our unique dinner attraction shows, Jim Rule, World Choice Investment CEO said. We provide spectacular family entertainment at a great value. We continually listen to our guests, and our desire to expand, coupled with our desire to stay relevant in today's changing world, led us to simplify our show's names.
Oh my God! Why did Dixie hurt that though? Why? You guys, let's go to Bama boy. Why? Why? Jimmy? Paul?
I don't know. Actually, to be honest with you, why it's offended to anybody. I mean, it's always called Dixie Stampede. The way I see it, they are falling to the wolves. That's exactly what they're doing. They're caving to the wolves. Extreme left. And, just like Dave is, I mean, he's part of a sheepdog. Sheepdog cover the wolves. They protect the wolves. Am I not correct, Dave?
Yes, sir.
The sheep.
The sheep. The sheepdogs protect the sheep.
That is correct. I misspoke.
But anyway.
With that saying, I mean, I'm going to still fly my Dixie flag. I don't care what you say.
You got anything you want to say about that, Dave? About removing Dixie from Dixie Stampede in Dollywood?
I don't think it's right. I mean, I believe that our country's becoming too politically correct.
You know what? That's what we need to do. We need to start a new show, and we need to call it Politically Uncorrect, because that's what we are. All of us, basically. I didn't get anything from Paul or Jimmy on that. Paul or Jimmy, you got anything to say about, you think Dolly Parton had anything to do with removing the word Dixie from Dixie Stampede?
Well, I think it's just another part of the liberal philosophy. If you change the language, you change the meaning. You can say whatever you want, but I mean, it still is what it is. They're trying to erase history by changing language. Kind of like global warming. Global warming failed. They called it climate change. Changing the name changes Perspective. Exactly. Thank you, Jim.
Well, thank you for that. That's pretty good. And Les, did you have anything more you want to say about Dolly Parton?
Well, I done a little research into this. I know she has investors, but she's the boss. To me, brother.
She sold out, didn't she, Les?
She sold out. She's a disgrace to the South.
That's like admitting we are white supremacists because she sold out.
It's I tell you what, it just about makes me cry, boys.
Well, It's a sad day. When Dolly.
is this? When I hope she goes bankrupt. I hate to say that, but boys, I hope she goes belly up. I really do. The South needs to rally on this and bankrupt her. Quit going boycott. That's what I'm calling for, a boycott to her shows. This is nonsense. She sold out her heritage.
Well, do you know what it is? She didn't care about the millions of people that didn't care about the name Dixie. She gave in to the 5 or 6 people that gave a crap about it.
Exactly, brother, exactly.
Well, it just kills me, you guys. It's like they're trying to remove all these monuments and stuff. I know you guys have heard about this all summer long, removing monuments. You know, that'd be like if a guy could come along and say he could remove your sins from you. And I know, Paul, you don't believe in God, but if a man could remove your sins and all the bad things you've done in your life, I think I would have to tell him no. You know why? Because those sins, the things that I've done bad, that's what makes me me. I need those things inside me to remind me not to do them again. That's why I don't think we should be removing history like that, you guys. We need to be reminded.
That's like removing your relatives' tombstones. You know what I mean? Because we don't like them.
Well, they're still your relatives.
It's just retarded.
Anything else you want to say, Dave, about this before we move on?
I guess people have to remember that, you know, if we forget history, we're doomed to repeat it.
There you go. Chad, I'll give you the last word on it, brother.
I'm going to have to agree with Dave on that. My mama always said, hey, you're coming back, and it's going to bite you sure enough hard.
It's going to come back on you. You're right. Well, we'll move on to the next topic, you guys. This is real quick. When President Trump is reducing the staff at the EPA, he's trying to cut all this wasteful spending. And you guys, there is a lot of wasteful spending going on in our country right now. Not Trump. He's trying to fix this wasteful spending. But the EPA, I don't think they're as good as... I mean, I think they're kind of bad for America in certain ways, you guys. The Environmental Protection Agency, and they do need to, their staff does need to be reduced, I think. What do you guys think? I'll start with you, Les.
Yeah, you remember the e-check that we used to have?
Yes, and they took it away too, didn't they?
Praise the Lord. Buddy, that put the elderly and people on pensions, they put them in a big bind because they had to spend all this money to get that dash light to go out, check engine light. And normally it wasn't nothing, but a gas cap maybe. But yeah, it's a joke. It's just do away with the EPA. Heck with it. Close it up.
What do you think, Dave, about the EPA, Dave or Chad? Either one of you, don't matter.
Well, I tell you, I think the government. All the government agencies, they've got too much power. We've given them too much oversight and not enough oversight, and we've just let them run wild.
You're right, Chad. Well, what do you think, brother?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this government runs off of our money. We're the ones to have the say so what we need to spend or what we don't need to spend. They don't have the money. You know, they contribute to it, but they don't. It's our American dollar money that funds everything. So yeah, I think cut the EPA, get them out of here.
Jimmy, Paul, anything you want to say about it, brother?
Yeah, I think like all bureaucracies, eventually the heavy hand of government stops going after what their primary job is, and they start going after the little man so they can pull a target up there and say, see, we're doing something with all this money. They've forgotten their mission.
All right, good answer. What about you, Jimmy?
Since I was a kid in the 60s, I was brought up in an area where it was like, what do you call it when it's all industrial parks?
Oh, industrial parks.
There was slaughterhouses is what it is, and then they turned it into an industrial park. But the water around us was filled of arsenic. It looked like Jed Clampett when you threw a rock in the little river. It bubbled up black.
So where was the EPA when you was growing up?
That's what I'm saying. So I was always for the environment. And the EPA, they started it in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Well, they need to be cut anyway.
But so I'm all for the EPA, but of course, with the pendulum swings, they take it to the total extreme. Let's regulate everything.
Yeah.
Too many regulations.
So I'm all for making the EPA smaller, but I don't want to get rid of it.
Well, you got to use science instead of political opinion.
Yes.
Like Paul was saying, the global warming thing. Use science, man. Down here in Great Miami River runs right by my house. When I was a kid, we got a place over here that made paper, and they had excuse me, I was in the river, and one day it'd be yellow, another day it'd be orange, but they eventually cleaned it up. I mean, but they just go overboard, you know.
You're right.
Hey, boys.
Hey, we'll move on to the next one. I'm hearing a little bit of reverb. I don't know where it's coming from, but I wanted you guys to know that our president is the first president to address the American Farm Bureau in more than 25 years. And it looked like to me, you guys, that the farmers of our country, they love our president. I think the farmers, the coal miners, there's a lot of people that loves our president, but to hear the mainstream media, nobody likes our president. So, so much for that. And I also wanted you guys to know, did you guys hear about Sheriff or former Sheriff Joe Arpaio? He's going to be running for Senate in Arizona. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I love old Joe. I hope he wins it, boys. He's a good man.
Yes, he is.
He's been in law enforcement for like 65 years. His mother died giving birth to him. His daddy raised him and done a pretty good job. So he's been a DEA agent and good man.
Les, your voice still sounds horrible. You guys, everybody out there listening, me and Les both, we've had the flu, and that's why Les's voice sounds so bad tonight. But Dave or Chad, you guys want to say anything about Sheriff Joe Arpaio running for, I hope I'm saying his name right, you guys. I'm not really good at last names.
Yeah.
You are, Donald.
Running for Senate, I hope he wins. I like Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I can't even believe he lost the sheriff. I can't believe he lost that job.
It was a buyout on that one, not on his part, but somebody paid somebody else on that one. Yeah, politics. But yeah, hey, he's 85 years old. He's paid his dues.
85.
And, he's been pardoned by our President Trump. And hey, I look forward to win that joker.
I do too. Dave, are you still out there, Mr. Coots?
Yeah, I'm here. I think he announced it today that he was going to run, and I tell you, I love his stances on all of most of his issues, and I think Bama boy was right. You know, I think it was all politics and agendas. That's why he didn't get the sheriff back. But I mean, maybe we can be better served in the Senate.
I mean, am I wrong, you guys? Is he the sheriff that put the tent cities up out and the guys wanted to watch TV? He made them roll on this bicycle for electricity.
Yeah,
the same guy.
He made them wear pink too.
If they stole anything, he made them wear pink women's underwear.
I remember it. Yeah, Sheriff Joe Arpaio. You guys, pink. I remember that now.
Yep.
Jimmy, Paul, you want to elaborate on Sheriff Joe Arpaio?
Yeah, I wish he was a bit younger, running for the Senate so he could stay there a while, because, I mean, he is a bit old, but, yeah, I'm all up for him. Let's get rid of, what's his name?
Flake?
Flake.
Flake.
Yeah. I mean, he's a rhino Republican. He's a Mitt Romney. Time to go.
I did vote for Romney, you guys. I did vote. I
did too, but we had no choice.
He was our governor.
You know what I mean? I wasn't going to go third party.
I wasn't
probably was
a
better
Obama.
Choice.
I wasn't going to vote Obama. I'm telling you now, but
I couldn't do it either. Either time I couldn't do it.
All right, you guys. I'm going to bring this up now. This is what's really got me this week. This is the big one of the week. Now, our country does not need Oprah Winfrey, however the heck you say her name, to run for president of the United States. We don't need her, you guys. I mean, this is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, she's a racist, brother, and a sexist. She's one of them Hollywood glamour know-it-alls. Really don't know nothing. Nah, we don't need her around.
Now, this was before the show. We was talking about what she said about white people, correct? Yeah, it was before the show. But everybody out there, you guys, Oprah Winfrey said something about all old white people need to die. I mean, you guys want to talk about that for a minute? I mean, to me, that's racist, you guys.
It is.
Yeah, as an old white person, I definitely want to talk about it.
Yeah, me too.
Dave, Jimmy, Chad?
She don't. No, I don't see her actually taking the bait and trying to run. I mean, I think this is long shot. Tried to get somebody for the Democratic Party. I don't see it going down.
Well, when she was at that award show, they're like piranhas. They feed off of each other. And, you know, they glorify each other. They give each other all these awards. They blow each other's heads up. And they start believing their own bullcrap. And they get high on their self. And so when she comes back down to reality, I don't think she'll do it.
I don't think she could take the scrutiny of being president. She's got skeletons, I'll guarantee you.
She's got a lot of skeletons.
All right, and she's not going to want the world to look at her in a different way. Even Trump said she's not going to run.
Well, I mean, all right, let me just throw this out there. Y'all remember that school that she's supposed to be built over in the other country, I think over in Africa, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wound up having, people sue her because of sexual intercourses with the students and stuff like that. Have y'all heard about that?
I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a lot more than just locker room talk,
Yeah.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to just throw it up against the wall and see who sticks.
Exactly. They're putting their feelers out just to see what is possible and what isn't.
They don't have a clue. They have no clue. They've lost all contact with them.
That's why we're a shoo-in in 2020. You know what I mean? Especially when the economy takes off, we're in.
I hope you're right, Jimmy, because Oprah Winfrey. I mean, just look at the women who love this woman. I mean, not only black, but I'm talking all these liberal white ladies. They love this woman, you guys.
Yeah, but they do. I mean, but it comes back. She's just a sham. She's just another daggum mobster from Chicago.
A liberal's going to always vote liberal. It's the independence we need.
That's it.
And like I said, if they see their money growing in the bank and bigger paychecks, they're going to vote Trump again. They'd be stupid to go otherwise.
Yeah.
I hope you're right, brother.
That's Jimmy. That's exactly how you break the camel's back, right there. I mean, like we discussed last week how the stocks are doing. They're the highest they've ever been. The GDP highest.
All three of them broke records again today.
I know, and I mean, you're being stupid to vote for somebody that wants to take everything away from you.
And remember when the liberals all said if Trump gets elected, the stock market's going to crash? Jeez, yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, they called that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just like Trump's tax plan. Over 100 companies is going to pay over 1 million American workers bonuses.
I heard about that, Les. I heard about that.
You can't beat that, boys.
As soon as people start seeing more money in their pockets, by God, I think everybody's going to jump on the Trump wagon.
Yes, now that the wages are going up, the jobs are getting better.
Yeah, eventually,
you know what I mean? We put a stem to the overflow of the border?
Oh yeah. Well, AT&T, they're going to give $1,000 bonus to over 200,000 employees, boys. You can't beat that.
What is that?
Did you hear what? I think it was Feinstein. Oh, $1,000. What is that to the average person?
Yeah, my God.
It's $1,000.
Tell it to somebody that's making $14,000 a year. That $1,000 is nothing.
That's a lot of money to a poor guy. Let me tell you.
Well, that's right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Don.
No, go ahead, Les. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, IAT Insurance Group, they're owned by Kellogg. They're going to pay $3,000 bonus to about 700 non-executive employees. That's your non-salary workers are going to get a $3,000 bonus. Now, boys, that's not chicken feed where I come from.
Well,
It's not here either, brother.
I've got some figures here in a minute. I'm going to tell you guys what somebody makes, and I think you guys are all going to get mad, especially Coots. I know Coots is going to have something to say about this. But the next story, you guys, this is another big one. Clive and Bundy, walk free, you guys. The U.S. District Court Judge, Gloria Navarro, she dismissed all charges against all four men. That's Clive and his two sons, and Dave, a militia member. I know I said that. That's what the news said. But like Clive was telling everybody that if that trial would have went on any longer, there would have been a lot of stuff come out on the FBI, a lot of bad stuff, you guys. That's why they didn't continue on with this trial.
Well, sure, you're right. And the prosecutors, they overshot their boundaries, and they was exposed, and they did it themselves. But they tried to railroad these boys. They tried to run ripshot over them. This whole family. And fellas, you can take this all the way back. This is the same thing they tried to do to the Hammonds in Oregon. When the Bundy boys, when LaVoy was killed, it all goes back to Hillary Clinton and Uranium One.
You're exactly right.
You guys think, Dave? I know you want to say something about this one on the Clive and Bundy. Dave, you out there, buddy? You going, Dave? We lose you?
I don't know. He might have popped out. Boys, I followed this. Don, I followed this from the very beginning.
Am I cutting out, you guys? I didn't mean to interrupt you guys, but am I cutting out? I just got
Not now, but you were.
I don't know what's happening here, you guys. I'm sorry about that if I am cutting out. But anybody else want to say anything about Clive and Bundy? I don't know what happened to Coots.
Now you're cutting out again.
I'm cutting out again, you guys. I don't know what the problem is, you guys.
A little closer to your mic.
Well, I think what a lot of people are failing to realize is the overreach of the federal government in that case. It never should have been there to begin with.
Well, you're right, and the same thing with that. What was his name? Dwayne Eman? Was that his name? The guy who dug the trench? That's got to turn himself in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to go to prison for a year for digging a hole, guys.
That'll be overturned. Watch.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, overreach of the EPA. I mean, you can't even put a pond on your own property anymore or collect rainwater without the government coming in and trying to intervene.
Dave, there's people in prison right now for the very same thing.
Jimmy and Paul were talking about it earlier. The EPA, it starts out good, and they're watching these big corporations, but what eventually happens is they start trickling down to the little guy. Why? Because the little guy can't fight. The little guy can't put up the resistance.
Exactly. He can't defend himself against the heavy-handed government.
You gotta keep going. I'm learning. Keep going, you guys.
Yeah, well, if you look at our Constitution too, I mean, if you dive into it, well, just like the BLM and the government owned the land, guys, according to the Constitution, the government's not supposed to own the amount of land that they own.
That's right. Yeah.
5 square miles for the capital, and they're supposed to lease forts and ports from the states. So in reality, the Bundys and the Hammonds should have never happened to begin with, because our government isn't even supposed to own that land.
See, that's what Cliven was saying. He said, I owe my grazing fees to Nevada, not to the federal government. This is not federal government's land. It belongs to Nevada. Constitutionally, Dave, he's exactly right.
Well, because of Obama, didn't it? Didn't he have something to do with that?
He did.
Well, he declared that one over 1 million acre sanctuary, the monument. Trump overturned that.
Well, I think who is it? Lee out of Utah. He's been spearheading a campaign to get a bunch of Utah land back, because if I'm not mistaken, the federal government owns 75 to 80% of Utah.
Oh yeah,
I know. Yeah. Well, it is a great park, but
why is most of the land they own out west though, you guys? Why is it west? I mean,
well, because you can't live in it. It's basically barren.
But see, Jimmy, here's the thing. When you burn that off, and you turn cattle in there. When it turns green, when it comes back, that land becomes fertile.
Yes.
And that's the thing about it.
It's one way of making the land. Like you said, spreading it out. You know what I mean? It gets bigger and bigger every year.
Well, but using the land makes it productive.
Yeah,
yes, exactly. It's healthy to
otherwise
use.
Otherwise, it's
barren.
useless.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think the ranchers have been using that land for centuries. They know more about that land than the federal government ever could.
Bundy's have been there since like 1880s, 1870s. Bundy family's been ranching.
The heavy-handed government come down on them. You know what I mean? All because Obama come up with something with these parks where he just...
Not for nothing. The states know better how to regulate their own land than the federal government.
I know. They ain't.
Right.
It should be out of government hands, should be in the people's like a militia.
Well, see, they will work. Your state representatives will work with ranchers. They'll work with the people. But see, here you go. They found uranium under this land, boys, and that's when it all started.
That's why they're doing this, for the uranium?
Exactly.
Yeah, didn't Harry Reid have something to do with that, too?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And his son. So don't be surprised if in the future they're both indicted, prosecuted.
Yeah, I mean, all this trouble over a guy letting his cattle graze on some land. Come on. Give me a break. Am I cutting out, you guys? Am I still cutting out?
No, you sounded good now.
Okay, I don't know what I did, but I think I fixed something. But, you guys, I want to tell you guys something. Another thing I want to tell you. If there's anybody in this country out there that I think needs to be locked up, it's Hillary Rodham Clinton, along with all her little minions. And the reason I'm saying this, Les, is because the Justice Department is launching another investigation into the allegations, they call it, into the Clinton Foundation, using this pay-to-play politics while Hillary was U.S. Secretary of State. Now, let's just hope this investigation this time is an investigation and not a matter, you guys. Let's hope justice is served with this lady.
It's about time. It's past time. That still don't renew my confidence in Jeff Sessions. I don't. I have no confidence in him. And see, they got the FBI investigating this. Where is the special prosecutor on this? The FBI is dirty. They got bad agents there. They don't need to be investigating this. They're too dirty. They're too involved.
Let me ask Chad, and let me ask you all a question. Who is sitting there? Who is in charge to watch the FBI, you guys? I mean, does anybody know who watches the FBI?
The Justice Department.
Justice Department.
So who watches the Justice Department?
They're all dirty.
Attorney General.
Yep.
And
Sessions.
I mean, I can keep going.
Right now, it's Rosenstein or Rosenstein,
Well,
whatever how you say his name.
On the Trump investigation, yes, he's the one in charge. But all the other stuff, Sessions is in charge.
Yes, Sessions is in charge. He's
supposed to be in charge, guys. But is he really in charge?
He's a puppet, son. I think he's a puppet.
I love it. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, I think he's a puppet too. I
see, I'm hoping he's being secretive and holding this shit back. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're right. And I think he's taking the heat for it. And even Donald Trump would have got rid of him if he was that bad about it. Well, I got a feeling they're doing something.
I hope you're right, Jimmy. I hope you're right. That's what I'm wishing for. But I ain't seen that yet.
Yeah, I'm not too hopeful on that myself. You know, I think he's a fucking coward. I think now because he doesn't have the cojones to go after Hillary, he's going to go after Grass and hold that up and say, "See, I'm fighting for you."
Well, Dave, you've been into this stuff, Dave, a long time. Do you think he's holding back, Coots?
Oh, I know he's holding back. I'm almost positive of it. I think he don't want to go up against the Clinton machine.
The machine. I like that, the machine.
He's winding up dead, probably.
That's a very dirty machine, by the way,
Finding
you guys.
in a river somewhere.
Well,
see, I think he started an investigation as soon as he got into the January 20th. I think Sessions started a secret investigation into the Hillary Clinton Foundation.
Well, what is this crap, you guys, about him recusing himself of this investigation? I don't understand that.
Because of the Russian interference. He was on the Trump campaign from the very beginning, and they were saying it was in the Trump campaign where they got this guy in there. And he had to recuse himself. It was the right thing to do.
So he can't go after the Clintons on this pay-to-play stuff?
No, he can go after the Clintons. He can't go after Trump.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or head the investigation into Trump.
Gotcha.
If you're right, I'm going to come up there and buy you dinner, brother. I hope you're right.
I'm not going to eat until you get here.
Well,
okay.
I've got something that's going to make two military guys, that's Les Skymo and Dave Coots, it's going to probably piss them off what I'm getting ready to say.
I've experienced it.
Well, this is for the two military guys out here, and you guys can chime in if you want to, the other guys. I've been doing some research, you guys. This really ticks me off about our Navy SEALs, and I don't know why I picked the Navy SEALs. I think I was watching the movie and I hadn't seen the Navy SEALs, but what I found out is, did you guys know that their average yearly income is about $54,000 a year? I mean, compare that to what the NFL players makes. It's sick, you guys. It is sick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to pay a Navy SEAL, and the average age of a Navy SEAL is about 30 years old. I mean, this guy is putting his life on the line, flying into other countries where everybody in that country wants to kill him, but they're paying him wages that a factory worker would make. Come on, you guys. There's something wrong. There's something wrong.
Well, Don, a lot of that pay depends on your grade and how many years of service you have. And, but they make a whole lot more than I did when I first went in. My base pay as an E1 was $325 a month. And I made E4. When I got out, I was at E4, and I made E4 in 15 months. And a peacetime soldier, that was the minimum time to make that rank.
What is an E4? What is an E4?
It's like a corporal. I was a specialist fourth class. And well, not fourth class, I was specialist, and which was an E4. Almost like a corporal, except a corporal is an NCO, non-commissioned officer. A specialist is not a non-commissioned officer. But the pay grade is the same. When I got out of the service, I made $1,500 a month. When I got out in February of '79, I made $1,500 a month.
Well, this is 2018, Les. I mean, seriously, there is factory workers out there,
Oh,
unexperienced factory workers, making more than a
Well,
daggone Navy SEAL. I mean,
Well, sure.
Coots, come on, Coots, you got to chime in on this one.
Well, I think a lot of it, though, I mean, when you go into the military, you don't go in thinking you're going to make a lot of money. You go into it for patriotism, for the love of your country and the people that you love, wanting to keep them safe. So, I mean, they know they're not going to get rich, but they do it for pride, and they do it for the love of their country.
Sure. Yeah.
That is a good answer for being a patriot, but as a country, we should love our warriors, though, Dave. That's the way I look at it. Because I've never been in the military, and as a country, we should love them for putting their life on the line for us. You guys know what I'm saying? I mean, you get what I'm saying.
You become a servant, Dave. I mean, I'm sorry, Donald. You become a servant, and your service is to your country. But now I love the military system. I love the way they chain of command. I love the way they promote people. You don't do the job, you don't get the promotion. And, it's a merit-based system. And I love the military. I'll always be part of my life. Just like Dave. It'll always be part of his life.
Well, that's what I was saying. I love you guys so much. I want you guys, I know you guys are out now, but I just want those poor guys to make more, you guys. That's what I was saying.
Oh,
Well, real heroes don't wear football helmets, they wear combat boots.
See, Dave, that's like you guys. I want to tell you guys about my friend Dave Coots. He will not brag on himself, not one thing. This man, he does not want to take credit for anything he's done. And that, to me, is a true patriot, you guys. I mean, because you got a lot of patriots in this country, and they'll go around and say, hey, look what I'm doing for this guy, or look what I'm doing for this guy. You don't see real patriots like Dave doing that. You just don't see him doing that. He doesn't brag on the things he's done for our country. Let's take Chad. Now, I know me and Chad are not veterans, but out there down in Alabama, Chad, what do you do for veterans? You do something good for veterans. What is it that you do?
Actually, every year we have bands that I work for the government. We do a Wounded Warrior hunt every year. We have actually two complete. Well, I say complete. They only have one arm. They don't have any legs. And we do it this coming weekend. That's what we've been setting up for, and I'm really dedicated to this. I mean, I love these guys. I've been doing it since we brought it up over here to where I work at for 5 years, and I love every minute of it. Well, when you're right there with the guys that serve for this country, whether they have limbs or no limbs, I mean, it's remarkable. I don't care if you're from Navy, if you're Army, you're Marine. It doesn't matter.
Well, like us, Chad, me, you, Jimmy, and I don't know about Paul. He's been in the military, but we've not been in the military. So, and David Les has, but I believe that's just my belief that our country could do more for our servicemen and our veterans. That's my belief, you guys, and I'm sorry if you guys disagree with me.
No, you're exactly right, Donald. I mean,
all we want. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chad.
Well, I mean, it's just anything that you can do for a veteran, whether it's for the veteran himself or for their family. They may be, the veteran may be lost at war or something, and disabled or whatnot. Whatever you can do for them, I mean, it's truly, it's an honor. I mean, whenever I see any kind of military people, when we go out to eat or something like that, I let them go first. And I shake each of them one of them's hand and thank them for their service. I mean, what else? I mean, really. And they're the ones putting their hand. I mean, they're the ones putting their lives out there on the line.
I can tell you this, guys. Being a vet, and I know Les can too. That is when people do that, it don't matter if you make $50,000 a year or $150,000 a year. serving your country. But when the people come up and do that, it touches you in ways that you can't imagine, and it makes you realize how great this country really is.
Absolutely, Dave, absolutely. And
Dave and Les, I appreciate y'all. Y'all understand that, because it's just like my youngest daughter, even my oldest daughter, but me and my youngest daughter. If you see me, you see her. But we go to Subway or somewhere like that. If there's a bunch of military, I don't care if it's 1 or 20. I'll say, hey, you let these people go first. We'll go up there and shake their hands. First she's like, Daddy, what are you doing? I said, hey, they weren't served the country. They're serving it right now, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to respect their service, and because they're protecting us here at the homeland. That's just the way that it is.
And there's no amount of money that could take that place. The respect that you give them, it's invaluable. I mean, you can't put a price tag on that.
So when somebody comes up to, like Les, you and Dave, when somebody comes up to you guys in the store and say, I want to thank you for your service, that means a lot to you guys, though, right?
Oh, boy. That's a morale booster, brother. You'd be surprised what that does for the soldier, the airman, marine, serviceman of any branch. That's a morale booster. When you know your people's behind you, brother, that's where it's worth it. That's when you realize, hey, they're worth it.
Yeah, that's what. When did you go in the service? You were too young for Vietnam, too. They didn't have a draft then. Did you go in at 18, Les?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went in not long after high school. You
volunteered. What year?
Yeah, 19. I went on active duty January 76.
Oh, okay.
I was Vietnam, yeah.
76, that's what Carter was in, yep.
Jimmy Carter, baby, yeah.
Jimmy, did you ever think about going in the military when you was young?
Not during the Vietnam War. I was too young, but then when I did try to join up, I got in trouble with the law.
Oh, okay.
And I went to go in with the buddy system that had just come out at that time, and my buddy flunked, so I never went in.
What about you, Paul? Did you ever go try to get in the military?
No, never had the fucking cojones for that shit, man.
Hey,
no
at least
way.
you're honest. At least you're honest. At least you got us all laughing. It's good to laugh. But anyway, you guys, we've got a general right now that kind of reminds me of General Patton. General Mad Dog Mattis, you guys. Now he's the Secretary of Defense. You guys all know that. Now he's got he added another classic quote to his long list of no nonsense gems, as the story says. He uttered on about I don't know, it was something about some battlefield, but somebody asked him to identify his biggest military concern of 2018, and Mattis replied, "I don't have concerns. I create them. I love this guy. I love Mad Dog Mattis." What do you guys think about General Mattis?
Oh, son, here's another one. I love the guy. And, he's not that much older than me and you, Jimmy. He was...
Yeah, really?
Yeah, he was born in 1950, so another quote of his is be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everybody you meet. So
he's badass.
That's his motto.
That sounds like something Dave would say.
He's got another one too.
He's got quite a few.
Yeah, this man is a real warrior, boys. He's a real McCoy.
You guys, what happened to our Pattons? What happened to our MacArthurs? You guys, where'd they go? They're not being replaced. I know we got General Mattis, but I mean our Pattons and our MacArthurs, you guys, they're gone. And I'll tell you another thing. Our World War II veterans, we're losing them. You guys, every day we're losing more and more of our World War II veterans. So you guys better get out here. You better start shaking their hands. Who's left? You better start shaking their hands and talking to these men. You better do it.
Well, brother, we're losing our Vietnam vets.
You're right. Vietnam veterans are leaving too,
I
Les.
think like $1,500 a month, something like that.
Yeah, Korean.
Yeah, we're losing them all.
Korean veterans. Yeah.
22 a day, 22 suicides a day, guys.
Yeah.
Suicide. Oh my God.
That's sad. That's sad, boys.
And AIDS. We can't stop from aging. The aging process.
Right,
We can't stop that. I wish we could. I wish there was a fountain of youth out there.
We're on the verge of doing that.
Hey, I want to ask all of you guys a question, and you guys can all respond how you want to. But do you guys think that it's possible that this country may go into a civil war one day? You guys think it's possible?
Oh yeah,
to happen again.
It would be a short civil war.
It might be this decade. Actually, 2020 might do it if we
It'd be a
lose.
short one.
Well, boys,
Paul says a short war.
Here's the thing, okay? You look at what happened when Bush was president. We had the Twin Towers bombed in 2001, and then the American people turned right around and vote Obama in with a middle name, Hussein. Now, come on. Yeah, it could happen. American people, attention span is very, very short.
McCain, he was our candidate. We weren't going to win with him, and we certainly weren't going to win with Romney. But I don't understand. Then they had 17 candidates, and half of them were good.
Well, I can tell you guys this, being involved in the militia movement a little bit over this past election cycle, that there was a lot of chatter if Hillary had won. There would probably been some sort of uprising sooner than later.
Oh yeah, you're exactly right on that.
Well, at a certain point, you have no choice.
First thing.
Now, Paul. Now, I remember you, Paul. Paul, you're the one that told me. I asked you one day, and you gave me some good advice, Paul. I said, why don't countries like North Korea rise up? And what did you say, Paul? Because they don't have weapons.
They have no guns. They can't defend themselves.
But
do you
America
think
does.
6 million Jews would have gotten into railroad cars if they had guns?
Right.
Good point.
That's the first step of controlling a society is to disarm them.
Yeah.
And
the first step is break down the family. Second step is take away the guns.
Right.
What do you mean the family? You mean the family loving each other, or what do you mean by that?
No, the family unit.
The family
mom,
unit.
dad, the kids. They want what the liberals want is unwed mothers just raising babies fucking nonchalantly. And receiving government benefits.
Men paying for it.
Yes.
We're indentured servants.
Yeah, we have become that.
Yeah. I tell you what, the biggest enemy that our federal government has is the American veteran. Because if all hell breaks loose, you know how many veterans is out here, brother, and how many active military people that will not turn weapons on their own people.
Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you, Les.
in trouble, brother.
Because America loves America. Its own soldiers love it. Its own soldiers love their people. You know what I mean? American soldiers are citizens.
Well, there's a quote that says, an American soldier doesn't fight because what he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what's behind him.
Exactly.
Good.
Right.
That's a good quote, Dave. Thank you for that one.
Well, not for nothing. If you couldn't get the Chinese to fire on the people in Tiananmen Square, do you really think American soldiers will do it?
No. You're thinking about that one little boy that stood right in front of that tank, aren't you, Paul?
Yeah.
No, not just that. They were ordered, the Chinese military was ordered to go in and take control of it. Right. And they didn't. They had to call in Mongolians.
So they didn't want to hurt their own people. Is that what you're saying, Paul?
Yeah, you're not going to fire into a crowd thinking your brother might be there.
That's a good thing.
Here's our biggest threat to the public is people like the Bureau of Land Management, FBI, CIA. There's people in them organizations that are corrupt. There's people in them organizations that will kill innocent civilians. They're rogue, and they will obey orders to kill you. Now, them's the people that's dangerous to the public, not the American veterans, not the military. It's a rogue institutions in our federal government. Like we said, Waco, Ruby Ridge, Roy Finicum, they're in our own government. That's who we got to worry about.
Janet Reno, I remember her, but you guys were running out of time. How many minutes we got, Jimmy? Just a couple minutes left. I wanted to get something off.
A little over a minute.
Well, you guys, real quick, our president is responding to claims made in a new book that was written by this Michael Wolff guy. Did you guys hear about this new book called Fire and Fury?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're trying to say our president is mentally unfit. I mean, this guy is lying about our president's family. I think this guy needs to be locked up. I don't think anybody should be talking bad about a sitting president. Not lies, anyway. I mean, you could disagree with some of his policies, but please, don't make up lies about our president. He is our president.
All it is a hit piece. They're trying to crack the base of the Trump supporters. And if you want to talk about who's crazy, look at the ones that's calling him crazy.
Steve Bannon.
Wearing vagina hats and acting like a bunch of fools. Steve Bannon got eat up by his own ego. His own ego got him. His own pride got him. He shot himself in the foot.
Well, he resigned today.
All right, guys, we got to wrap it up.
Well, you guys, my name is Donald Whisman. I want to tell everybody thanks for listening to All Aboard. Tune in next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Thank you guys, everybody, for listening. Thank you.